All right, what's up? So I just recorded this like really long, awesome video, only it turns out all I did was take a photo of the first shot. Okay, this video is about narcissism and extroversion. So a thing that I would point out that's fairly obvious to most people is that you should judge people by their actions, not their words. So like the great example is if you have a family member who is, say, an addict, and they get clean. The last time they got clean, you left them alone in your house, and they stole all your jewelry and sold it for to get money for drugs. The next time, you might give them the benefit of the doubt because they're your family, but you're not leaving them alone with your jewelry. We learn from that, and typically we apply this logic to quote unquote bad people. If you got out of jail for murder, I'm gonna watch myself around you, right? But we don't apply that logic so much to successful people. When it comes to that, we're more likely to trust that they have some level of self-conscious awareness of what they've done. And so they write books, and we take it for granted that they understand everything. But it's like, do you ever see, for example, the super charismatic, extroverted narcissist say, oh, a huge part of my success is that I'm a super charismatic, extroverted narcissist who believes they're on a mission from God? So basically, any pop star, any serious presidential candidate, or somebody like, or even better, somebody like George Bush or Barack Obama, or soon to be Donald Trump, people who don't have really the experience with politics that would make sense that they could effectively run a country. But like, what are they? Like super narcissistic extroverts who think they're on a super important mission and they know more than everybody else. And that is a huge part of their success. So one of the things I would say is, like, if you look at, say, whatever like social media gurus or shit like that you follow, actually, let's take a step back. If you're an introvert who's constantly being told that it's great and powerful that you're an introvert because you're such a good listener, and it might be hard to believe because I'm an obnoxious dude walking down the street with a phone in my face, making a video pretending like the rest of the world doesn't exist, but I am very much a natural narcissist, and not that too, a natural introvert. It takes a lot of effort to extrovert myself. It's like a muscle that I have to work by making a narcissistic video like this every single day, where I assume I have something of value to say, even though I haven't prepared. And or if you are like somebody who wants to be on social media and sort of put yourself out there, but all the advice you're getting is these best practices that say things like, you should spend 80% of your time listening and 20% talking or sharing your opinions. And then the other sort of really big one is like, if you're a natural extrovert who is made to feel shitty for that, and you're constantly told, calm down, listen, let other people talk, don't talk over other people, why do you assume that what you have to say is of value? All of that kind of stuff, I would look at the actions of the people who are oftentimes telling you to do this. So one level of it is the insecure nerd who, what you're doing makes them feel bad. The fact that you put yourself out there, the fact that you presume your opinions to be important, the fact that you presume your art to be valid and not needing excuses made about it, that makes people super uncomfortable, and they really dislike it, and they will attack you for it. Which goes back to another video I already recorded today, which is, if you're getting attacked, you're doing something right. Now, what I would say, and I think like you can look at social media as being such a good example of this. There's a dude on social media who I'm not going to name because I love and think is great, but he spends all of his time talking about how humble he is. If he was humble, he would not be recording 40,000 videos a day about his general life and opinions and success. Humble people don't do that. Humble people turn down interviews. Humble people say, I'm just gonna let the work speak for itself. Humble people don't run around yelling and hollering about their opinions all day. I think he mistakes the word humble for friendly and grateful. And he spends a lot of time telling people, like, you should be listening on social media. But most of what he's doing is telling people they should be listening on social media and presuming the value and authority of his own judgments, and the importance of like his everyday sort of life. And I just posted like a screen grab of an article, and again, I won't name the person because I have a certain amount of admiration for them, where they're talking about how you should use a phone. And the basic consensus is, are you on a reality TV show? If yes, use the phone like I am, like a jackass, right? Walking down the street, hollering into it. But if no, then you should have the phone up to your head like a normal human being who doesn't take up more than their allotted amount of space. That's all fine and dandy. Yeah, oh, hold on, super loud. That's all really cool. Yeah, you should be quiet and you should be introverted and you shouldn't take up space and you shouldn't demand attention. But the thing is that this is coming from a massively extroverted narcissist who records multiple podcasts, does public speaking all the time, is super opinionated about everything, is hollering at people on the internet. And all of that sort of comes down to the fact that this dude's very own rules would state the exact opposite. So like you're constantly taught to be quiet and to be small and to like wait around and be, I don't know, chill or whatever. But meanwhile, the world is rewarding the people that don't do that. All the success seems to go to people who put themselves out there and are loud and presume the value of their judgments. And you can see this right now with Donald Trump. There is so much stuff about how Donald Trump needs to be quiet and not be talking so much, but all of his success is coming behind this notion of talking a lot and demanding attention, right? Like that is the key to Donald Trump's whole success right now, is I'm important. What I have to say is valuable. I'm entitled to say it. And, is Donald Trump following like the best practices of social media? Is he following the 80-20 rule of listening 80% of the time and talking and sharing opinions 20% of the time? No, he's obnoxiously yelling and hammering on social media, and he is rewarded for it. And, I think it's very difficult for me to walk around right now in downtown Minneapolis with my phone out, being a jackass, presuming some level of importance about my own opinions. God damn it. But I can also see, I'm going to sit down for a minute. I can also see how the minute I started to shift towards working towards being more narcissistic, more of an egomaniac, presuming my own value, that I started getting more attention and better feedback from people, and I started making better shit as a result of it. So I would say, it's going to be uncomfortable, but don't buy into that. Don't buy into that logic that you should be quiet and humble, because who's quiet and humble? All those people whose work you've never seen, whose opinions you don't know. That's who's quiet and humble. If you want to be quiet and humble, you wouldn't be on social media at all, and you wouldn't make art. You would work in an office. You would keep your head down low and work hard and be polite, so that hopefully you can have like a little family and not get into any kind of trouble. But in general, that's not going to happen. Make a fucking ruckus.